It's in a cat's nature to catch mice. As the natural enemy of mice, cats have a crushing advantage. Mice cornered by a cat tremble in fear. The mouse's inner thoughts are totally broken. You can kill me. Do whatever you want. Just give me a quick end. When a mouse encounters a cat, it's almost a dead end. No matter how strong the mouse is, it can never escape the cat's claws. As a feline, its agility is undeniable. No matter what the mouse does, the cat reacts immediately. The cat plays with the mouse at its leisure, while the owner watches in amusement. I wonder what's going on in the mouse's mind right now. For the mouse, perhaps the last thing it wants to see is a cat. But sometimes, what you fear comes true. One night, a mouse sneaks into a room to steal food, only to encounter a room full of cats. More than 10 cats stare at the lone mouse, instantly becoming interested. Now, the mouse has no chance of escape. The cat's interest in mice seems to be instinctive. Here, 2 kittens are watching a Tom and Jerry cartoon on their owner's computer. You can guess what happens next. The kittens are staring intently at the screen. They even want to reach out and touch it. Seeing the cat's actions, the owner is nearly in tears from laughter. Does it think the Jerry inside is a real mouse? It's too cute. Pandas raised in zoos are well known for their adorable appearance, which has attracted a lot of attention, especially the panda cubs, who are very playful. Even when they're being mischievous, it's hard to punish them. But do you know about the red panda? It's not a baby panda, but a different kind of animal. It got its name because it resembles both a bear and a cat. Red pandas are also very cute with their clumsy appearance. They can often be seen in zoos, and they love eating apples, which people also enjoy. Whenever the zookeepers take out apples, the red pandas rush over. They hold the zookeeper's hands to eat. Watching the red pandas eat apples, it's easy to see why they steal hearts. Here, while feeding a red panda, the zookeeper gently rubs its belly. Based on the red panda's reaction, try not to laugh. The zookeeper casually rubs its belly, and the red panda is pulled directly from the keeper's hand. Then it keeps dodging without stopping. This scene is also very funny. Their life is even more relaxed. Every day it's either eating or sleeping. When they're bored, they lie on the ground and meditate. When they smile, they look so cute. What people don't expect is, the red panda is very timid. If there's any movement, it will make them uneasy. For example, encountering a large rock outside can scare them. Do you like such cute actions? For the sake of freedom, this star is determined to fight for its life. It tried to escape along the high-voltage line, but it was soon spotted by nearby residents. Before long, the area under the high-voltage line was crowded with people. This star was excited just a moment ago, thinking it had escaped successfully, but the next moment, it was suddenly injected with a needle. Under the effect of the anesthesia needle, the star felt its spirit becoming weaker. In the end, it couldn't control itself anymore and fell from the electric wire. In order to escape human restraint, these animals are also risking their lives. A monkey, feeling bored, threw stones at the tempered glass. It thought breaking it was hopeless, but unexpectedly, the glass suddenly cracked. The scene was beyond anyone's expectations. At this zoo, a panda named Fei Fei was constantly provoked by visitors. Faced with the mischievous children outside, Fei Fei could no longer hold back its anger. It threw poop all over them. Although it felt relieved, this frustrating life, when will it ever end? Fei Fei also decided to escape like the others. For Fei Fei, who was agile, climbing the iron fence is not difficult. But the sudden electric shock made Fei Fei shiver all over. The next second, it fled in embarrassment. However, it didn't give up. After waiting for a while, it called for its friend. This time, with a friend leading the way, Fei Fei carefully observed its friend's actions. But when its friend jumped over, it was Fei Fei's turn. Once again, it was shocked and fled in a hurry. The scene was so funny, it made people cry and laugh. Fei Fei's life is tough. A little kitten just born, a fluffy little bundle, very cute, but it is very clingy. Just like this owner's little kitten, it's extremely clingy. Even when sleeping, it has to lie in its owner's arms. The owner, taking advantage of his deep sleep, placed him on the floor. Unexpectedly, he immediately reacted in his sleep. He looked around and waddled back to his owner's arms. This little act is just too cute. Another pet owner's little orange cat is even funnier. It could barely stand after just being born, but it ran over to tease a big dog. Then the kitten staggered over to the big dog and reached out its tiny paw to play with the dog's big paw. The dog seemed to be charmed by the kitten's cuteness and gently stuck out its tongue to lick the kitten a few times. Seeing the dog's action, the kitten even lay down on the ground and acted spoiled as if saying, "Am I cute?" This scene is just too adorable. However, when they grow up, such scenes are rarely seen. You know, cats and dogs have always been like sworn enemies. At home, the dog is often the punching bag for the cat. The dog wants to take a nap, but the snoring disturbs the cat and gets a beating from it. Judging by the situation, the dog probably gets bullied like this at home often. Poor dog. The weasel is up to no good when it wishes the chicken a happy new year. People generally have a bad impression of this animal, not just because they steal chickens and harass dogs, but also because they often harm small animals at home. Facing these sly weasels, people are almost helpless. What's frustrating is that people hardly dare to touch them. Why is that? It turns out that weasels really can't be killed. In the wild, weasels are very strong and often hunt animals many times larger than themselves. This little rabbit was caught by the weasel, and after a struggle on the ground, it found a gap and escaped. But the weasel quickly chased after it. The rabbit's life is probably in danger now. Even monkeys aren't safe from weasels. The weasel directly rushed at it and fought. The weasel is agile. The monkey can't even grab it. Actually, the weasel hunting rabbits and monkeys is still a rare occurrence. The weasel's main food source is still mice. A single weasel can catch and kill over 3,000 mice every year. It's important to know that the natural food chain is interconnected. It is precisely because of the weasel's presence that mice don't overrun everything. If the weasel were wiped out, it could trigger a series of chain reactions. That's why it can't be harmed. When the naughty kids return to the village for the new year, they often cause trouble. They provoke the village's geese and end up being ridden by the geese. The naughty kids get bitten and suffer terribly. If they had known, why did they do it in the first place? The goose is one of the 3 dominators of the village. Not only is it strong, but it treats everyone equally, regardless of age or gender. If it dislikes someone, even the little kids are not spared. The mischievous kids don't just bully the geese, but also often target other innocent animals. This groundhog went out looking for food and accidentally wandered into the village. It was then killed by 2 naughty kids. When it saw the human kids, the groundhog knew it was no match for them, so it obediently stood in the corner. Seeing them approach again, the groundhog felt a warm stream flow out. This scene was truly hilarious. Who would have thought the groundhog was so timid? After seeing the groundhog get scared, the kids became even more excited. They even called their friends to watch. Couldn't they show some mercy? It's just too cruel. The groundhog has a really good temperament. It gets along happily with humans and follows them if there's food. I've never seen an animal so shameless. Do you like groundhogs, friends? This peacock is truly remarkable. It actually ran into the panda's territory and started causing a scene. Look at it showing off its beautiful feathers. It flaunted them in front of the panda. Now the giant panda couldn't watch any longer, so a battle between them was about to break out. Seeing the peacock flap its wings and run away, it probably thought that the panda would appreciate its undeniable charm. For the peacock, it was so proud when it arrived, but now it left feeling so pathetic. Because not all animals can appreciate its beauty. Sometimes when the giant panda gets irritated, it can give the peacock a good lesson. The peacock wanted to spread its tail and show off, but unexpectedly, it provoked a squirrel. Seeing the little squirrel, it urgently charged forward and bit it. This shows how panicked the peacock must have been inside. Its beautiful feathers hadn't even been displayed yet, and then the squirrel started pulling them out. This terrified look must have made the peacock anxious. It turns out that animals can also feel jealousy. Likewise, the peacock here was very proud, but unexpectedly, a group of monkeys just ignored it. Faced with being ignored, the peacock had no choice but to target the hen. The next second, hold in your laughter. The hen seemed to know the peacock was about to act up, so it teased it while forcefully pulling out its feathers. The peacock reacted and struggled wildly. One could say this is the outcome of showing off superiority. Pay attention to the snow leopard. It is walking carefully, closely hugging the cliff face. Its target now is a group of wild goats resting not far away. Since its fur color is very similar to the color of the cliff, it helps the goats not notice it. But hunting in such terrain is a very difficult task. The melting snow makes the cliff very slippery. Moreover, right beneath its feet is an endless abyss. If it falls, it might be impossible to survive. It knows that this is a very dangerous, life-risking action, but the temptation of the wild goats is enough to make it take the risk. Besides, on this snowy mountain, its cubs are waiting for food. The little cubs are playing happily in the snow. Normally, their mother brings tasty prey and presents it to them. But this time, they can't imagine that their mother is risking her life to catch prey. She is about to risk her own life. Before long, the snow leopard has quietly reached the position above the goat herd. It plans to leap down and catch the goats off guard. But at this moment, the goats already sense danger. In just a few seconds, the goats notice its approach and immediately scattered. The snow leopard, however, chased one goat blindly and rushed right to the edge of the cliff. This thrilling moment scared the goats stiff. They live in this environment, constantly facing dangers from snow leopards. This terrified the goats, making them shiver. They live in such an environment and often have to face snow leopards on these steep cliffs. They experience life and death chases, never knowing when they too would meet the same fate as their companions and face this misfortune. Both sides plunge vertically down the cliff and perish together. Originally, each one was struggling desperately for survival. In the end, they left their lives forever in the snowy mountains. And the unfortunate snow leopard mother may have been thinking of her cubs waiting for her return, but their mother would never return. However, these cubs no longer knew where to go. Next, these little snow leopards wouldn't know what to do. This is how Indians raise fish in ponds with sharp, angular corners. The ponds are packed densely with fish, and this farming density would suffocate ordinary fish to death. What magic do the Indians have? It turns out this is closely related to the type of fish Indians often choose, catfish, which are known for their strong vitality. They have plenty of meat and are very much to the taste of Indians. Catfish are highly adaptable and grow up in such environments, knowing the importance of food. So, every time food is fed, the catfish rush forward to snatch it. The scene is spectacular. Among the many catfish, some with larger bodies and faster growth are moved to the next tank early. After continuous merging, there will always be a pond that keeps producing. It's worth mentioning that India has a tropical monsoon climate with high temperatures year-round, and the coldest is above 16 degrees Celsius. This provides necessary conditions for the survival of catfish. You might be concerned. How can a small pond stay clean and hygienic? Indians have already thought of that. Fresh tap water is constantly flowing into the pond, and the outflow carries away the fish waste. One has to admire their creativity. No wonder they are the world's leading exporters. Looking at the lions around, the white tiger remains calm and slaps them directly. Anyone who comes gets beaten up. Finally, one of the male lions in the pride volunteered. He started a one-on-one fight with the white tiger, but as soon as he got close, the lion's head was slapped several times. It stunned the lion. He immediately had no ability to fight back. Even when the white tiger made a mistake and fell, it still bit the lion tightly. The lion was so frightened that it shook its head, trying to escape. Let's get out of here. The young white tiger was really mischievous. It shocked its mother. This little guy is mine. As a mother, the white tiger had a hard time. She had to play with the little ones all the time. That's just normal. The energetic little ones jumped all over their mother, but the white tiger slapped them to the ground. The mother thought, "You're not bigger than my paws." The little white tiger, scared by its mother, had to obediently walk away. So, when they're mischievous, the little white tigers like to wander around. The white tiger mother was very worried about their safety. She had to keep searching for them every day. Sometimes, when she wasn't paying attention, the little ones would run off. The exhausted white tiger mother didn't want to move. So, with a tiger roar, the little ones outside heard it and returned. It really worked wonders. It was so effective